Welcome to Rare Coins History. Stop scrolling right now because one small Roosevelt dime could be hiding a huge value that most people completely ignore. Imagine checking your pocket change and discovering a coin collectors are desperately searching for across the United States. Today we are looking at one of the most interesting coins in American history, the famous Roosevelt one-dime coin featuring Franklin D. Roosevelt. But here is the shocking part: some rare versions of this coin have sold for unbelievable prices at auctions. Before you spend your dime or throw it into a jar, you might want to check the date, mint mark, and tiny details that most people never notice. One small difference can turn an ordinary dime into a rare collectible coin worth serious money. Collectors are currently hunting specific Roosevelt dimes that many people still have in their homes without even realizing it. The rare ones are extremely hard to find, and that is exactly why their value keeps increasing. And here is the exciting part. Some people discovered these coins in old coin jars, pocket change, and even inside drawers that were not opened for years. That means your next valuable coin might already be in your house. So in this video we are going to reveal rare Roosevelt one-dime coins that collectors are searching for right now and the hidden details that could make your coin special. Make sure you watch until the end because the last coin on this list might surprise you and it could change the way you look at every dime forever. If you love rare coins, treasure hunting, and discovering valuable money hiding in plain sight, then you are in the right place. Subscribe, like, share, and comment for more rare coin discoveries. Thanks with love for watching. Coin 1. Today we are diving into a coin that many people overlook every single day, yet collectors across the United States keep searching for it again and again. This is the Roosevelt one-dime coin with the 2004 P mint mark, a small modern coin that sometimes surprises people when they learn how certain versions of it can become collectible and valuable. Most people think only very old coins are worth money, but the truth is modern coins can also become rare when unusual details, minting mistakes, or extremely high condition examples appear. That is exactly why coin hunters always check their pocket change carefully. A simple dime might look ordinary at first glance, but once you understand what to look for, the story becomes much more exciting. The Roosevelt dime design honors Franklin D. Roosevelt, and since its introduction it has become one of the most recognizable coins in American circulation. Over the decades, millions and millions of dimes were produced, including the 2004 coins from the Philadelphia Mint marked with the letter P. Because so many were made, most examples are common, but collectors are not just looking for normal coins. They are searching for the rare ones hiding among them. One thing that makes a 2004 P Roosevelt dime interesting is the possibility of mint errors. Sometimes during the minting process a coin is struck slightly off-center, or the design appears doubled in certain areas. When collectors discover a clear double detail on the lettering or the portrait, the coin suddenly becomes far more exciting. These error coins are not easy to find, and that rarity is what drives collector demand. Another detail collectors watch closely is the condition of the coin. Many dimes travel through pockets, cash registers, and vending machines for years, slowly losing their sharp details. But occasionally someone discovers a coin that looks almost brand new, with strong shine and crisp design. These high-grade coins are called uncirculated examples, and collectors are always searching for them, especially from rolls or collections that were stored away for a long time. Now imagine this situation. Someone opens an old coin jar that has been sitting untouched for years. Inside are dozens of dimes, including a few from 2004. Most people would spend them without thinking twice, but a careful collector checks every coin under good lighting. Suddenly they notice something unusual. The letters look slightly doubled, or the coin has a striking detail that stands out compared to others. That moment is what makes coin collecting exciting. Another interesting factor is how modern coins can become valuable in the future. Sometimes a coin is common today but rare in top condition years later because most examples were heavily circulated. That is why experienced collectors often save coins with strong details and bright surfaces. The 2004 P Roosevelt dime can become desirable if it survives in excellent condition or if it shows a clear minting error. Collectors also love coins that tell a story about everyday American life. Billions of dimes pass through hands every year, connecting people, places, and moments in time. When a collector finds a rare example among ordinary change, it feels like discovering a hidden treasure that everyone else missed. So the next time you receive a dime in change, take a closer look. Check the date carefully. Look for the mint mark. Observe the edges, the letters, and the portrait details. You might not find something special every day, but the excitement of the search is what keeps coin collectors coming back again and again. Many coin hunters across the world continue searching rolls of dimes from banks, hoping to discover a rare Roosevelt dime that others overlooked. Some people have spent years building collections just from coins found in circulation. That shows how fascinating this hobby can be when patience and curiosity come together. And now let us talk about value, because this is what many viewers are curious about. A normal circulated 2004 Roosevelt dime is usually worth its face value in everyday use. However, if the coin is found in extremely high uncirculated condition or has a noticeable mint error, collectors may pay much more depending on the quality and rarity. In strong collector markets, some exceptional examples have sold for several $100s, and rare high-grade pieces can reach values around a few $1,000s in major coin auctions. Coin 2. Today we are exploring a coin that many people have seen but very few truly understand. It is small, simple, and often ignored in everyday pocket change, yet collectors across the United States still search for it carefully. The coin we are talking about today is the Roosevelt 1 dime coin from 1981 with the D mint mark, a piece of American currency that can sometimes surprise collectors when rare details appear. At first glance this dime may look ordinary, just another coin moving through circulation for decades. But in the world of coin collecting, small differences can make a very big impact. The design of this coin honors Franklin D. Roosevelt, and since the Roosevelt Dime series began it has become one of the most collected coins in American numismatic history. Because these coins were used daily, finding one in excellent condition today can be much more difficult than people expect. The 1981 D dime was produced at the Denver Mint, and millions were struck for circulation. However, coin collectors do not only look at how many were made. They focus on how many survive in top condition, how many show interesting mint errors, and how many stand out compared to the typical worn coins seen in circulation. Over time, these factors create excitement in the collecting community. One reason this coin attracts attention is the possibility of minting errors. During the production process, coins are struck at high speed using heavy presses. Sometimes tiny mistakes happen that create unusual features on a coin. Collectors have reported examples of doubled lettering on certain Roosevelt dimes, where parts of the design appear slightly duplicated. When this effect is clear and strong, collectors become very interested because such coins are far less common than normal pieces. Another type of error that collectors search for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank is not perfectly aligned during the strike, causing part of the design to shift. When this occurs on a Roosevelt dime from 1981 with the D mint mark, it becomes a unique piece that collectors enjoy adding to their collections. These unusual coins tell a story about the minting process and make the hobby more exciting. Collectors also pay close attention to the mint mark itself. On some coins, the mint mark can appear slightly misplaced or show unusual shapes due to die wear or striking pressure. These small details may not be noticed by the average person, but experienced collectors look for them carefully. A coin with a noticeable mint mark variety can become more desirable in the collector market. Condition plays a major role in determining the desirability of this coin. Many 1981 D dimes circulated for decades, passing through countless hands, vending machines, and cash registers. Because of this, most examples show wear on the portrait and the details of the torch on the reverse side. But occasionally, collectors discover coins that still have strong luster and sharp design details. These coins often come from old collections or coin rolls that were saved years ago. Imagine searching through a roll of dimes from the bank and suddenly spotting one that looks brighter and sharper than the rest. The edges appear clean, the lettering stands out clearly, and the coin almost looks like it was never used. Moments like this are what make coin collecting so thrilling. Many collectors say the excitement of the search is just as enjoyable as finding a rare coin itself. Another interesting aspect of the 1981 Roosevelt dime is how modern collectors are beginning to appreciate coins from the late 20th century more than before. Years ago, many people ignored these coins because they were considered too common. But as time passes and high-quality examples become harder to find, the demand among collectors slowly grows. This coin also reminds us that valuable coins are not always ancient or extremely old. Sometimes the coins that surprise collectors are the ones that people overlook the most. A dime that sat quietly in a drawer for decades can suddenly become interesting once collectors begin studying varieties, errors, and condition differences. Many experienced coin hunters recommend always checking your change carefully. Look at the date. Observe the mint mark. Notice whether the letters appear normal or slightly doubled. Pay attention to unusual shapes, striking marks, or alignment differences. Even small details can turn a normal coin into something collectors want. Over the years, stories have appeared from collectors who discovered interesting Roosevelt dimes in the most unexpected places. Some found them in inherited coin jars, while others discovered them while sorting through rolls of coins from banks. These stories inspire new collectors to begin searching and learning about coins. The 1981 Roosevelt dime continues to be a coin that collectors enjoy studying because it represents everyday American history and the excitement of discovery. Every coin carries a journey from the mint to the hands of people across the country, and sometimes that journey leads to a collector who recognizes its hidden potential. And now let us talk about the value that many viewers are curious about. A typical circulated 1981 Roosevelt dime is usually worth about its face value in daily transactions. However, if the coin is found in excellent uncirculated condition with strong luster and sharp details, collectors may pay several dollars to several dozen dollars depending on the quality. Coins with clear mint errors or exceptional preservation can sell for several $100s, and some top-graded examples have reached values of a few $1,000s in competitive coin auctions. Coin 3. Today we are going to explore a coin that many people have seen in their daily change but very few truly study carefully. This is the Roosevelt 1 dime coin from 2001 with the P mint mark, a small coin that often passes from hand to hand without any attention. But for coin collectors, sometimes the most ordinary-looking coins can hold surprising stories and hidden value. Across the United States, millions of dimes circulate every day. Most people spend them quickly or drop them into jars at home. However, experienced collectors know that every coin deserves a closer look, especially coins that come from specific years and mints. The 2001 P. Roosevelt dime is one of those coins that collectors occasionally examine closely because certain details can make it more interesting than expected. The design of the Roosevelt dime features the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, a design that has remained an important part of American coinage for decades. Over time, collectors have studied this coin series very carefully, paying attention to mint marks, strike quality, rare errors, and coins that survived in outstanding condition. When the 2001 dimes were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, they were struck in very large numbers. Because of this, most coins from that year entered circulation quickly and experienced normal wear over the years. That means many coins today show small scratches, dull surfaces, and softer details in the design. But sometimes, collectors discover examples that look surprisingly fresh even after many years. One of the first things collectors look for is the surface shine of the coin. Coins that were not heavily used often still show bright mint luster. When light reflects across the surface smoothly and the design details appear strong, collectors immediately become interested. Finding a 2001 P. Roosevelt dime with strong original luster can make the coin more desirable among collectors who enjoy high-quality modern coins. Another reason this coin can attract attention is the possibility of minting errors. During the production process at the mint, coins are created at very high speed. Because of this, small mistakes can sometimes occur. These mistakes create coins that look different from the standard design, and collectors love discovering them. One type of error collectors search for is doubling in the letters or numbers. When doubling appears clearly on the date or the inscriptions on the coin, it can turn a common dime into something collectors want to study and preserve. Another interesting error is when the coin is struck slightly off-center. Even a small shift in the design can make the coin unique compared to the millions of normal pieces produced that year. Collectors also pay attention to strike strength. Some coins from large production runs may show slightly softer details because of worn dies or heavy use of the minting equipment. But occasionally, a coin appears with extremely sharp details, making the portrait and lettering stand out much more clearly than usual. These coins often attract interest from collectors who appreciate high-grade examples. Now imagine someone sorting through a container of old coins that has been sitting in their home for years. Inside are many dimes from different years, all mixed together. Most people would never think twice about them. But a coin enthusiast begins to look closely at each one. Suddenly they notice a 2001 dime with the P mint mark that looks brighter, cleaner, and sharper than the others. That moment can turn an ordinary coin search into an exciting discovery. Many collectors today enjoy searching through coin rolls obtained from banks. This activity has become very popular because it allows collectors to examine large numbers of coins in hopes of finding something rare or unusual. Even though the 2001 P Roosevelt dime is generally considered common, the thrill comes from finding an example that stands out in condition or shows a noticeable minting error. Another fascinating part of coin collecting is how time changes the rarity of coins. When a coin is first released, millions may exist. But as years pass, many coins become worn, damaged, or lost. High-quality examples slowly become harder to find. That is why collectors often save coins that appear better than average, knowing they may become more desirable later. The Roosevelt Dimes series has always been popular among collectors because it connects everyday coins with American history. These coins were used by millions of people across different generations, and each coin traveled through countless transactions before reaching collectors who now study and preserve them. For people who are new to coin collecting, the most important habit is simply looking closely at coins before spending them. Pay attention to the date. Notice the mint mark. Observe the surface and the design details. Sometimes the smallest details reveal the most interesting coins. Many collectors say the excitement of coin collecting comes from the possibility that something valuable might be hiding in plain sight. A coin that most people ignore could become a highlight in a collection if it shows the right combination of condition, rarity, and mint characteristics. The 2001 P Roosevelt dime reminds us that even modern coins deserve attention. Every coin carries a story from the moment it was struck at the mint to the years it spent traveling through everyday life. For collectors, discovering one that stands out among millions is always an exciting moment. Now let us talk about the value that many viewers are curious about. A normal circulated 2001 P Roosevelt dime is usually worth about 10 cents in everyday use. Coins that remain in strong uncirculated condition can sell for several dollars to several dozen dollars depending on their quality. If a coin shows a clear mint error or survives in exceptional top-grade condition, collectors may pay several $100s, and some rare high-grade examples have reached values of a few $1,000s in major coin auctions. Coin 4. Today we are going to talk about a coin that many people have probably seen but never truly studied carefully. It is small, simple, and often ignored in everyday change, yet for coin collectors it can hold surprising interest. This is the Roosevelt 1 dime coin from 1990 with the P mint mark. At first glance it may look like just another dime, but when collectors begin to study the details, the story behind this coin becomes much more exciting. Across the United States, billions of dimes have circulated through shops, markets, and homes for decades. Because these coins are used so often, most people never imagine that one of them could attract collectors or even become valuable under the right conditions. However, coin collectors know that sometimes the most overlooked coins are the ones worth examining carefully. The Roosevelt dime carries the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, a design that has remained an important part of American coin history for many years. Since the introduction of this design, collectors have spent a lot of time studying different dates, mint marks, and unusual variations that appear during production. Over time, even modern coins like the 1990 P dime can become interesting to collectors who are searching for something special. The 1990 P Roosevelt dime was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and a large number of these coins were made for circulation. Because of this, many people assume that the coin cannot be rare. But rarity in coin collecting does not always depend only on how many coins were minted. It often depends on how many coins survived in excellent condition or how many unusual errors occurred during production. One of the most exciting things collectors look for in this coin is minting errors. During the coin striking process, powerful machines press the design into blank metal pieces at very high speed. Sometimes small issues occur that create coins with unusual features. These features may not be obvious at first, but once a collector notices them, the coin suddenly becomes much more interesting. For example, collectors often look for doubling in the lettering or numbers on the coin. When this effect appears clearly on the date or the words around the coin, it can make the coin stand out compared to normal pieces. Doubling happens when the design is impressed in a slightly shifted way, creating a shadow-like appearance in the letters or numbers. Another error that collectors search for is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank is not perfectly aligned with the striking dies. As a result, part of the design may appear shifted or incomplete. Even a small off-center strike can make a coin unique and attractive to collectors who enjoy unusual minting results. Collectors also study the surface of the coin very carefully. Coins that were heavily used in circulation usually show scratches, dull areas, and softer details. But occasionally a coin is discovered that still has bright shine and sharp design features even after many years. These coins are often described as uncirculated or high-grade examples, and they can attract much more attention among collectors. Imagine someone opening an old coin jar that has been sitting in their home for decades. Inside are dozens or even hundreds of coins collected over the years. Among them could be a 1990p Roosevelt dime that looks noticeably better than the rest. When a collector spots a coin like that, the excitement begins immediately. They examine it carefully under good light, checking the date, the mint mark, and the overall condition. Another reason collectors enjoy searching for coins like this is the thrill of discovery. Coin collecting is not only about value. It is also about learning, observing, and noticing details that others might miss. Many collectors say that the moment of finding a coin that stands out from the rest is one of the most enjoyable parts of the hobby. The 1990p Roosevelt dime also represents a period of modern American coin production where coins were widely used in daily transactions. Every coin traveled through many hands, stores, and cities before possibly ending up in a collection. This journey adds to the story behind each coin and makes collectors appreciate them even more. Many people who begin collecting coins start by simply checking their pocket change. Over time they learn how to identify coins that are better preserved or show unusual details. Even though not every coin will be rare, the process of searching teaches collectors how to recognize valuable characteristics. Another important factor is time. As years pass, coins that once seemed common may become harder to find in high-quality condition. This is why collectors often save coins that look bright and well preserved. They understand that condition can make a major difference in the future collector market. The Roosevelt Dimes series continues to be popular among collectors because it connects everyday life with the excitement of discovering hidden treasures. Each coin represents a small piece of history and a chance to learn something new about coin production and collecting. So the next time you receive a dime in your change, take a closer look before spending it. Check the date carefully. Look for the P mint mark. Notice the shine, the edges, and the details of the design. Sometimes the coin that everyone else ignores could be the one that catches a collector's attention. Many experienced collectors say patience is the key. Searching through coins regularly increases the chance of finding something interesting. Even one unusual coin can make the entire search worthwhile and inspire collectors to keep looking. The 1990p Roosevelt dime may appear ordinary at first, but with careful observation it can become an exciting coin for collectors who enjoy studying modern U.S. coinage and discovering hidden details that others overlook. Now let us talk about the value that many viewers are curious about. A normal circulated 1990p Roosevelt dime is usually worth about 10 cents in everyday use. Coins that are preserved in strong uncirculated condition can sell for several dollars to several dozen dollars depending on quality. If a coin shows a clear mint error or survives in exceptional top condition, collectors may pay several $100s, and some rare high-grade auction results have reached values of a few $1,000s. Coin 5, Today we are going to explore a coin that many people may have seen in old change jars or family collections but never realized how interesting it can be to collectors. This is the Roosevelt one-dime coin from 1970 with no mint mark. At first glance it might look like just another ordinary dime from the past, yet coin collectors know that certain years and details can make a coin much more exciting than it appears. Across the United States, millions of Roosevelt dimes moved through circulation during the 1970s. They were used for everyday purchases, bus fares, small payments, and countless daily transactions. Because these coins were handled so often, most examples today show clear signs of wear. But sometimes collectors discover coins that survived in much better condition than expected, and that is where the story becomes interesting. The Roosevelt dime carries the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, a design that has remained part of American coinage for many decades. Over time, collectors began studying this series closely, paying attention to small variations, mint marks, striking quality, and unusual minting errors that can appear on certain coins. The 1970 dime without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. During that period, coins from Philadelphia often did not display a mint mark, which makes them appear plain compared to coins from other mints. However, collectors still search for them because certain pieces can show interesting characteristics that stand out among ordinary examples. One important factor that makes collectors interested in coins from this era is condition. Many coins from 1970 circulated heavily for years, which means sharp details were gradually worn down. The hair details on the portrait, the lettering around the edge, and the torch design on the reverse often became softer over time. When collectors discover a coin that still shows strong lines and original shine, it immediately becomes more desirable. Another exciting possibility is the presence of mint errors. During coin production, blank metal discs are struck rapidly by powerful presses. Even though the process is carefully controlled, small variations can happen. These variations create coins that look slightly different from the standard design, and collectors enjoy finding these unusual pieces. One type of feature collectors look for is doubling in the letters or the date. When the design appears slightly repeated or shadowed, it can indicate a striking variety that collectors like to study. Even subtle doubling can attract attention when it is visible and clearly different from normal coins. Off-center strikes are another interesting discovery. This occurs when the coin blank shifts during the strike, causing part of the design to move away from the center. When this happens, the coin becomes unique compared to millions of normal pieces produced that year. Even a small off-center detail can make collectors pause and examine the coin more closely. Collectors also look at the edges and the surface texture of the coin. Some coins from large production runs may show weak strikes, while others appear much sharper because the dies used to create them were newer or the strike pressure was stronger. A coin with strong details and smooth surfaces often attracts more interest among collectors. Imagine someone opening a small box of old coins that belonged to a family member years ago. Inside are coins from many different years, quietly stored away and forgotten. As they begin to look through them, they notice a 1970 Roosevelt dime that looks brighter than the rest. The design appears sharp, and the coin reflects light differently compared to worn coins nearby. That discovery alone can spark curiosity and excitement. Many coin collectors enjoy searching through old rolls of coins from banks or collections inherited from relatives. This activity allows them to examine hundreds or even thousands of coins while hoping to discover something unusual. The thrill of possibly finding a coin that stands out keeps collectors engaged in the hobby for years. The 1970 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark represents a time when coins were still an essential part of daily life. These coins traveled across cities, towns, and communities, passing through many hands before eventually reaching collectors who now study them carefully. Every coin carries a journey and a story from the moment it left the mint. For collectors, the joy of coin collecting is not only about value but also about discovery and learning. Each coin teaches something about history, design, and the minting process. Even coins that seem common can become interesting when examined closely. Many experienced collectors recommend always checking older coins before spending them. A quick look at the date, the mint mark or absence of one, and the condition of the coin can reveal something worth saving. Over time, These small habits help collectors build impressive collections from coins that once circulated normally. The Roosevelt Dimes series continues to attract attention because it connects everyday currency with history and the excitement of finding hidden details. Coins from the 1970s, including the 1970 dime without a mint mark, are now old enough that well-preserved examples are becoming more difficult to find. As years pass, coins that survived with minimal wear slowly become more desirable among collectors. That is why experienced coin hunters often save coins that look brighter and sharper than others from the same year. They understand that condition plays a major role in the collector market. The 1970 Roosevelt dime reminds collectors that valuable discoveries are sometimes hiding in plain sight. A coin that once passed unnoticed through countless transactions can suddenly become interesting when someone takes the time to study it carefully. Now let us talk about the value that many viewers are waiting to hear. A typical circulated 1970 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is usually worth about 10 cents in everyday use. Coins that remain in strong uncirculated condition with noticeable luster can sell for several dollars to several dozen dollars depending on quality. If a coin shows a clear mint error or survives in exceptional top-grade condition, collectors may pay several $100s, and some high-grade auction examples have reached values of a few $1,000s in competitive coin auctions. Subscribe, like, share and comment for more rare coin discoveries. Thanks with love for watching.